Time now for the voice of the land on the Big Play Network with your hosts, Kevin Arnold and Always Positive Jay.
Will PJ Walker be forced to shoulder the load again this week in Indianapolis and be forced into action as the starting quarterback for the Browns? We'll talk about that and more right here on the Voice Land. We are part of the Big Play family and, of course, also partnered with LPV Productions. We are brought to you by Vector Technical. They'll get the right person in the right job the first time. I'm Kevin Arnold. On the other screen somewhere, we've got another virtual thing going on here. Jay, are you okay? First off, it's Always Positive, Jay. Are you okay? You were texting that you might have an eye issue or something?
Either I scratched my eye extremely really bad, or I have pink eye. I don't know. I'll probably get tested in the morning if it's still bothering me. But yeah, I could do the show. It's just my eye is burning like pretty good. So, I got that going for me.
Well, if you need to dim the light, you got that Iron Man mask right behind you, so you can always do the show. And
you wouldn't hear me. I'd sound like Pumpkinhead, but hey, Kevin, how was the weekend? Did you enjoy the win?
Yeah, we won't make fun of Pump on this show, though.
No, it's just the Pumpkinhead. Like, he laughs about it. Like, he actually laughs about that joke, so I will joke about it.
Yeah, but speaking of Iron Man, what Jarvis was to Iron Man, our producer, we call him Audio because he's basically an artificial intelligence. You'll never see his face, the humanoid version of Peter Tellep, on these screens, whether we're virtual or in studio. You'll never see him, but he puts together a great show every single week that we come on Wednesday nights here on the Big Play Network.
Peter's who's the Tool Time? Who's the neighbor that never showed his face?
Yeah, but at least saw his eyes. We don't get anything from Peter. That's Wilson.
Yeah. Wilson. Well, that's our version. We upgraded. We're more mysterious than him. What was his name? Wilson?
Wilson, yeah.
Yeah, we got
another example that I know older references. I was brought up the right way. Not going to get into that, but
I ain't getting into that.
We'll have some fun here on the show tonight. And let's just kick things off, Jay. I mean, we don't get a chance we're not doing the Browns post-game show here on the Big Play Network anymore. So our first chance to talk about when a game actually happens is on Wednesday night. And we also have to look ahead to the next game at the same time. So real quick, because I know it's been talked about, broken down so many different directions. Everybody's already moving on to Indianapolis, but your thoughts, were you at the game on Sunday? Yep. Your thoughts on this Browns team with PJ Walker as the quarterback, this defense continuing to show how great they are. Your thoughts on them handing the 49ers their first loss of the season.
I mean, defense won you a huge ball game. What I tell you before, I was like, I had totally had no confidence that this team was going to win. And they proved me wrong gladly. I lost my bet, so yes, this is why we don't make bets on this show, because we're terrible at it. But I feel like I might have jinxed the 49ers. So, you're welcome. I paid a little bit to get this stuff. But yeah, the defense, they balled out, man. It was awesome at the stadium for sure. The crowd that were Browns fans were pretty damn loud. Kind of disappointed in a lot of people that sold their tickets to 49ers fans. Can you please just make an effort to sell it to one of your friends or something? Like, sell it to a Browns fans. Like, there was a point, Kevin, I swear I got so annoyed. I heard the opposing crowd doing defensive chants. I'm like, oh, don't do this.
You can hear that on the television.
Can you?
Oh, yeah.
It was loud.
Yeah, it was loud.
But other than that, the game was actually a lot of fun.
See, the 49ers fans are less annoying Steelers fans. There's a lot of them, and they always show up to games, especially when their teams are good, but they'll show up anyways.
I had one behind me, Kevin. He was cool. Like, they were. You're right. He was definitely cool because he was doing that. Come on, we need an interception, and then they got that interception. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to deal with this dude all day. But then every time we'd get like a first down, I'd turn around right to him, like, first down, and he would laugh at me. And then when we got our pick, I'm like, oh, now who's getting the interception? And he's just laughing and shaking his head. I'm like, and then at the end, I'm like, hey, you'll be all right. This is only your first loss. You can handle that. I'm like, we needed this win more.
You're proving my point for me. Less annoying Steelers fans. Like, if a Steelers fan was doing that to you, you know that they wouldn't be having fun with you. and
No,
they'd be doing
probably
stuff to
end
really
up
get
in
under your
jail.
skin. I'd have to rip up a terrible towel and all of that kind of stuff. But other people try to say that 49ers fans are prevalent here in Ohio because, DeBartolo,
Mhm.
yeah, from Youngstown.
No,
Which,
they are, because I asked them. I was
no,
walking around, I'm like, are you guys like all coming from the West Coast? Like, you guys travel that well? They're like, no, we actually live here. I'm like, okay, why aren't you a Browns fan? Like, I'm confused.
no, I know DeBartolo's from Youngstown. It's just, it seems weird at this time, but like I said, when it's not even football season, I see people walking in the streets of Cleveland wearing 49ers jackets
They got a huge fan base apparently
Yeah.
over there.
yeah. So I don't take issue with that. I mean, yeah, you don't like that if their voice is prevalent, you don't like Browns fans selling their tickets, but
Hey,
to opposing
in
fans,
fairness,
in
if I had
fairness,
to pay for San Francisco, like
yeah.
to live there or be their fan or live in Ohio and still root for the 49ers, yeah, I'm living in Ohio where it's a little cheaper to live.
You ain't lying. My sister's in Seattle, and her and her husband have been looking for a house for a while, and a house like what we have, and you've seen my house, Jay. You helped us
It
move.
goes for like 10 times more. It's ridiculous.
Yes, it's
Like, dude, Brock
absolutely.
Purdy only makes $800,000 a year or something. Like, I think
Half
they
of that's
said
going to a house. Half of that's going to a house.
he has a roommate. He has a roommate. Like,
Yeah.
he's an NFL quarterback that is playing better than all of them, and he has a roommate because he plays from San Francisco and makes that less money. But
And
we're
I
off
see-
topic. That's what we do.
No, that's okay because I've heard a lot of people today talking about that, but I also saw on Sports Center they were bringing that up, which, yeah, it's a conversation. On Sports Center they said, like, how long does it take a guy like Lamar Jackson and his contract, or Deshaun Watson, or some of these bigger quarterback contracts to make the amount that Purdy makes in total before they even play, like before each game. And it takes Lamar Jackson 11 minutes to make that total contract that Purdy has. It's 19 minutes for Deshaun Watson, 16 for Patrick Mahomes, which, yes, it's still a conversation, but people still have to realize he's on his rookie contract and he was the last pick of the draft. He was a 7th round draft pick. There are certain regulations and stipulations set up for the round that you're drafted in and where that money starts. So until they can,
49ers, they should at least be paying for that man's housing. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. Now, especially if he leads them to, an NFC Championship, Super Bowl this year. I mean, we always want the Browns to do it, but just speaking in general NFL terms, if Purdy and these 49ers go to the Super Bowl and they win it, I mean, contract talk should be starting like 2 days after the party has worn off, those types of things. And I say that when he's already earned those conversations when it's the time for those to come up, because it's probably like a 4-year contract, I think. Maybe I don't know how the 7th round contracts work because we don't usually see 7th rounders being this prevalent. We see it more with undrafted free agents, but not 7th round draft picks, especially Mr. Irrelevant. But Brock Purdy has made himself more than relevant in the NFL, and he put them in position to win. Kicking on the lake is not easy. Kicking off the lake with that wind swirling is not an easy thing, and the 49ers found that out. Browns earned the victory. Like you said, Jay, this defense is otherworldly right now.
All that talk we're talking about how Brock Purdy is so underpaid because no one has stopped him.
Right.
Till this defense just stopped him. And like that was an offense was rolling and they just put the brakes on him. Like, Kevin, this defense is playing at a historical rate right now. Like, our offense is funky right now, we'll put it that way.
Yeah.
But that defense is for real. Like, they're saying everyone's talking about, what teams are contenders and pretenders right now after so many weeks. And that defense is a contender. Like, that is unreal, the numbers they're putting up right now.
It puts you in a position to be a contender for playoffs. Super Bowl, that's right now, I would still say that's a stretch. Now, I will say that I think it was just proven that the Ravens game was the anomaly. It wasn't the trend, it was the anomaly. It's kind of that outlier type game. Every other game that this team has played, all of the 4 games, this defense has absolutely balled out. And it took the Ravens a little bit before Lamar Jackson really broke them down. And when your offense is going 3 and out so many times or turn the ball over, giving short fields to Lamar Jackson, I mean, good luck to anybody, even if you're the number 1 ranked defense. The Browns had that interception, 49ers take the lead, and that's where everybody kind of thought, like, is this the same old thing? Good thing that the Browns were able to come back, get a couple field goals, and get the win. But yeah, they had it at the 8-yard line. This is a really good running game, 49er team. This is a really good passing offense with the 49ers. 8 yards to get a touchdown. Not a first down, but a touchdown. Again, that's going to be very difficult for any team, even the number 1 defense, to stop. But this defense is making this team a contender offensively. I mean, the problem is there's no consistency behind center. In the first 5 games, we've seen 3 different quarterbacks. You talk about same old, Jay. Boy, that really is same old.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of annoyed with the quarterback situation. For God's sake, can I please just have a consistent, good quarterback again? Like, that's all I ask.
Yeah.
Like, it's been so long. That's all.
We'll get into that on the other side of the break, but I do want to, before we do go to break, wanted to ask you real quick. I already feel like I know the answer to this question, Jay, because we're pretty much on the same page all the time, and when we're not, makes for even better content here on the show. But what did you make of all of these national people trying to qualify, almost like put an asterisk next to the loss for the 49ers because their main stars went out in this game and weren't without them for several games already, like Nick Chubb and Deshaun Watson?
Oh, God, I was so annoyed. I mean, I don't know if you saw I wrote out a tweet, and who was it? Ocho or whatever, I forget his name. I don't even want to give him any props because I'm sick of that dude, and I just muted him after that. Yeah. They're like, oh, their offense isn't the same without Debo or McCaffrey. I'm like, we don't have Petonio, Conklin. Our starting quarterback, can I repeat that again, Kevin? Our starting quarterback, not a running back, who everyone says you can plug and play running backs, our quarterback. We're down to our 3rd string quarterback who's been on our team for how long? All right, let's just really want to emphasize that. That's insane that we beat this team with a 3rd string quarterback. Like, mass props to Kevin Stefanski, for real. That was insane. But who else was out? We have even more, I know. Oh, Nick Chubb. He's gone for the whole season. So, there's your tie with McCaffrey. Like, come on, dude. Get real. Like,
were we missing some defense, too? Did we have I want to say I thought we had someone out on defense, but I could be wrong. One of the corners is back. But anyway,
Greg Newsome was out against the Ravens, I believe, but he was back in that game. I think that they ended up, and this is what Ryan Clark on ESPN kind of went to, was they used some packages where they had some more safeties out there. They used more McLeod than they did Newsome, which, look, Jim Schwartz is gonna make all the adjustments he needs to. These guys aren't going to be, and they don't seem like, now that they're playing for Jim Schwartz, they don't seem like they're going to get, big-headed and like they need to be out there. Greg Newsome seems to have a different outlook than all of these trade rumors that were in the offseason and things like that. That team, that side of the ball is absolutely flying around. Now, we saw some signs of the run game. It's taken 3 games plus a bye week for this team after losing Nick Chubb to start to get a run game going. DeJuan Jones, boy, kudos to that draft pick right now. Everybody's saying he was out of shape to start camp, and now
you knew he was going to be a fan favorite of this show when we found out his nickname.
Yes.
If this dude just keeps balling out, I'm getting a custom jersey of his, but I'm putting Big Thanos on the back, dude. Like, he is a beast. Like, when they see breakdown videos of him just pushing Nick Bosa around like he's a rag doll. Like, you just wait till he gets caught up with getting better at the run game, because our O-line coach is going to get him going. Like,
Yeah.
Unreal.
Well, I mean, look what Bill Callahan's done from day one when people saw that. Is this guy really in shape? Is he going to be able to play at this level? He's probably like third or fourth string. And he earned his way up to be that first tackle in after someone dropped out. So if you want to argue that the Browns unfortunately aren't missing Jack Conklin, they're missing him for his leadership, his experience, his veteran presence in the locker room, sure, but they're not missing him because DeJuan Jones is playing so well. Okay, but that's only one of several players that the Browns don't have. And again, to discredit all of that just seems, again, like people are trying to, push a certain narrative every single time.
We beat those players up.
Yeah.
I'm not giving us props. Like, man, Browns were even playing. These were being physical. They knocked them dudes right out the game. No one tries to hurt anybody. I get that. But, yeah, you want to inflict pain on people in football. I promise you that.
Yeah. Now the good thing is some national media is taking notice. I mean, Robert Griffin III, who was here during the bad times and has seen some bad football, he was quote tweeting people that were doing that and defending the Browns. And then this morning on the new ESPN radio show on Sportsmanlike, Chris Canty, a former football player, was saying this is a Super Bowl level defense. Kimberly Martin, who covers the NFL for ESPN, Super Bowl level defense. Jake Trotter, ESPN Nation Browns reporter, Super Bowl level. Do you see where I'm going with this? Like, we have the defense. We need the complementary football. And it's not like they have to be otherworldly on offense. Do enough, and this defense will get you the game at the end. And we're starting to see that. We're starting to see some of the bigger names step up at the end, like we asked for, like Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, players like that. Now, the biggest key to the offense being able to do anything to keep the team in it and keep the defense fresh and on the sideline so they can rev back up to go after the quarterback, well, that's the quarterback position. And we'll talk about that next, right here on the Voice of the Land on the Big Play Network.
Whether you're looking to hire new talent or start a new career, Vector Technical has you covered. Vector Technical is a 28-year-old staffing firm that has helped thousands of job seekers advance in their career with reputable partners throughout Northeastern Ohio. Vector Technical is more than just a temp agency. With an above-average hire-in rate of 1 in 4 candidates, Vector works hard to connect the right person with the right opportunity the first time. Vector Technical hires for skilled manufacturing and light industrial work and is sure to have a career that you've been looking for. To learn more, visit our website at www.vectortechnicalinc.com.
Welcome back to the Voice of the Land right here on the Big Play Network. I'm Kevin Arnold alongside Always Positive Jay and our producer, Peter Tellup. Talking Browns to start the show. And the title tonight, Jay, is Will Walker shoulder the load again this Sunday? Right now, it's looking that way. Deshaun Watson did talk to the media. It looked like that was the sign that he was going to practice. And then Kevin Stefanski came out an hour later saying he wasn't going to practice. He's still... The catchphrase this year for the Browns is day to day for the Browns and their quarterback, Deshaun Watson.
That should have been the title. Day to day.
I mean, if we keep going day to day, it might still be relevant next week. So write that one down so we have a show title when Peter messages us for some show titles.
But I mean, that's what they're trying to explain to us all today. It is one of those injuries. You just don't know when it's ready. It's ready. It could be ready tomorrow. It could be ready in 2 weeks. Browns just have to stay ready with or without him.
Yeah, it's just, and I understand where everybody's frustration is coming from because I have the same frustration, just like the players do. We always ask players, coaches to be more open. But when they are more open, then they get criticized because they say something that people don't like. So when they go back to shutting down and they just say all the coach speak, player speak type things, then we criticize them because they're not giving us information. This whole situation just is felt weird. Who made the decision that he couldn't play? It was said he was going to play against the Ravens. Then he got 2 weeks off.
situations like this with the Browns, it's always weird and secretive, and you hear one thing, you hear another thing.
It's Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, it totally is Groundhog Day. Like I'm
listening to Sonny and Cher every time I wake up as a Browns fan. It's the same song waking me up every single day. And it's just the names change, but the stuff around just doesn't. And now people are trying to say that there's dissension, and now we're trying to drum up the drama that we've seen in the past, and that breaks everything all down. Jay, like I mean, I know we said we would take this to 8:30. Like, I don't know how much I can actually talk about this because it's frustrating. And
straight up, I don't care. Like, I'm not upset about it. I'm not like, when he plays, he plays. That's how I'm just looking at it. Whatever. I'm totally next man up. And my next question to you: do you think PJ Walker has the ability to improve from his last game with this team? Because he's only been with us so short, and in playing with us, like, and that ain't the Indianapolis Colts ain't got no schlub of a defense, but their secondary is suspect, and they're just not the 49ers defense. Like, ain't too many defenses as good as them, except for ours, of course, which is better. But
yeah,
like, do you think that he could, if we look, I'm going into it thinking PJ Walker's the starter until Deshaun Watson
told otherwise. Yeah. Like, I think that's where everybody's mind needs to get to at this point, is that the person behind center for the Cleveland Browns is any name, more so PJ Walker because he's the backup, but any name besides Deshaun Watson until we are told otherwise, and told officially, and actually until we see him actually take a snap in a game. Because we're going through this endless time loop of, at the beginning of the week, it seems prominent that he's going to. We get to Wednesday, he's not talking to the media, or he talks to me and he just doesn't practice. Get to Thursday, not talking, not practicing. Oh, well, he's still day-to-day. There's still a chance he could play. All right, well, now fans are holding out hope that he's going to play on Sunday. When we get to Friday mid-afternoon, they put out their injury report. Oh, well, he's out. And we just keep going, and we keep going. And, like, I'm over this cycle. Do I think PJ Walker is going to look a lot better from game 1 to game 2? I mean, that's a common adage for Bernie Kosar. I mean, you look better from season 1. You make your biggest jump from season 1 to season 2. You should make your biggest jump from game 1 to game 2. And you started to see a little chemistry built as PJ Walker's getting a little bit more comfortable. He's taking more of the reps at practice. So I would expect him to look better. I also expect a very game effort from the Indianapolis Colts. Like, everybody that's just shoving this game off and saying that it's an easy win for the Browns, like, I'm not doing that, but it's a very similar group to the people that were saying that there's no chance for us to win against San Francisco. If people are saying there's no chance for Indianapolis to beat us, yes, there is. Any given Sunday, we just saw it, and it went in our favor. Gardner Minshew has beat the Baltimore Ravens this season. We did not. We got run out of our own building by Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens. So,
like, we just won a game that we always lose, pretty much.
Yes.
This is another game we normally would go into. We're supposed to win, and then they'd let us down and they'd lose. Let's keep, like, getting rid of those ghosts, man. Like,
yeah,
we gotta win this one. We have to win this one.
No, in reality, it doesn't matter what we talk about, whether we say that, oh, like, there's no chance for Indianapolis to beat us, or, like, this is a game the Browns should win, those types of things. It matters what's being said in that locker room by Kevin Stefanski, by the captains, by the leaders on this football team. What is being said? Are you really still riding the high of beating the best team in the NFL coming in to week 6 this past Sunday? Or are you able to, after that 24-hour rule, did you push it aside? And is everybody in that building on in Indianapolis? I feel like all of us are on to Indianapolis. Is everybody in that building truly and mentally driven, focused, motivated to move on to Indianapolis, go on the road? The best thing, and these words, as big of a LeBron fan as I am, I feel like these words would still stick with me, being the sports fan that I am. LeBron always said, I love playing on the road more than at home, not because I don't like our fans, but because I love shutting up the opposing fans. I love, if there's any of our fans there, you can hear them over the rest of the crowd, or it gets quiet and we can now just operate the way we want to. That's the mentality this team needs to have. It's just them. They need to go on the road and shut the Indianapolis crowd up. Browns fans are going to travel. You'll hear them, and that'll push them even further. That energy will drive them even further. But the first motivation is shut those fans up. I have nothing against Indianapolis fans. I'm just saying they're the next opponent. It's their home field. Shut them up.
Totally agree with you, Kevin. Don't give them anything to cheer about. Just beat them down from start to beginning. Don't let your foot off the brake. You gotta play like a bunch of hungry dogs.
And PJ Walker is going to have to be one of them. Like, there was the play where it was.
Don't throw the ball when you don't need to ever again, PJ Walker. Please.
Right. I don't know what the call from Coach Stefanski was, what the options were there.
But I'm pretty sure you're supposed to run that. And Kevin, I was there. There was a lot of green in front of that dude. He had the first down, possible touchdown. Could have slid, just killed the game. He almost killed me.
And it's one moment that could have had a big impact on the game. And that's how close, how tight professional sports, and especially NFL games, are. Does he learn? That's where I'm going to see improvement from PJ Walker. I'll be able to tell you next Wednesday, if PJ Walker plays. This is all if PJ Walker plays, because we have to say if, because no one is actually named a starter yet. But with PJ Walker, I will know he has made a jump from game 1 to game 2 when it's those little moments where he makes the right decision to keep a drive alive instead of taking and trying to go get it all at once. Those are the moments, and that's what you want. Any quarterback that's behind center, that's the leadership that you want. That's why it's one of the most.
You got a defense like ours.
Yeah.
You just don't turn the ball over and you most likely will win.
Everybody complaining in the preseason that this team was taking all 3 downs to get a first down. They would get 4 yards and 4 yards and 2 yards. Hell, I'll take a 20-play drive if you do that and you get first downs. Because guess what? That keeps your defense fresh. Myles Garrett's jumping up and down. Zadarius Smith jumping up and down, keeping themselves loose. Denzel Ward, MJ Emerson, Greg Newsome, on and on and on. JOK. They go out there and they just get to fly like Jim Schwartz wants them to do, instead of being worn down because, 2 yards, 2 yards, 2 yards, 3 and out. 2 yards, 2 yards, 2 yards, 3 and out. Defense out. 2 yards, 2 yards, 2 yards, 3 and out. Defense back out there. That wears on you. No matter how good of an athlete you are, how much of a freak athlete Myles Garrett is, that weighs on you. So offense needs to put together some drives, and, will PJ Walker shoulder the load? Deshaun can't go again. He's going to have to, and he's going to have to make some more plays than he did in the game this past week, because guess what? Weather's not a factor. Weather is not a factor in this one. Could be easier for the kicker, but you're going to need touchdowns, not just field goals, to make sure you do beat the Indianapolis Colts. On the other side of the break, though, maybe it's time to hit the hardwood a little bit. We haven't talked.
I'm ready to talk some Cavs.
Cavs, 1 week from today, get things started in Brooklyn. We'll talk Cavs next, right here on the Voice of the Land on the Big Play Network.
Are you struggling to hire the right talent, or maybe even find the right career? Vector Technical makes it easy. Since 1992, Vector has provided Ohio employers with a reliable process for hiring and have helped thousands of job seekers advance in their careers. Vector Technical is more than just a temp agency. We invest time to get to know each client and candidate personally. Vector places people in job opportunities that they are truly excited about. Interested in learning more? Visit our website at www.vectortechnicalinc.com to see a full list of our current job opportunities and to find out what Vector Technical can offer you.
Get your gear at voiceoftheland.com/shop.
Welcome back to the Voice of the Land right here on the Big Play Network. So we talk some high school sports in the break. We'll touch on a little bit of that as the show progresses down the line, because Jay, I can't believe it. Before we do talk Cavs, I can't believe it. High school football, last regular season game is this Friday. Is in 2 days.
Well, for me, it's this Saturday. I've got a Friday and a Saturday game.
Oh, all right. Well, but 10 weeks just absolutely flies by, and like football season. I mean, yes, college football and professional football will have that around for through New Year's and beyond that, but high school football, where it means a lot, and just the energy you feel in some of those stadiums, there's nothing quite like it. I mean, soccer is in playoffs now, volleyball is in playoffs now. I'm sure cross country is in their postseason tournaments.
I think we just did the CVC cross country tournament over at the
Conference championships.
Yeah, on Saturday, so they're going into the postseason. So
that's a heck of a track out there at Cardinal too, because it's all like that's natural grass. That's
through the woods.
There's plenty of trails to take there in Cardinal. We got some good friends with CVC TV and LPV Productions. We built some good friendships out there with Cardinal. I miss those guys out there. I miss the coach from Cardinal as well, the head coach at the high school football team. I miss them. Miss doing some play-by-play this year, but it's been a fun high school football season. Jay, we're expecting a fun basketball season as well. As Cavs get going next week, they have a dress rehearsal on Friday. It's said that the starters or expected starting lineup, probably not Jared Allen at this point. You don't want to rush that injury back. Heard Ryan Windhurst earlier this morning on Sports Talk Radio saying that with a bone bruise, if you don't let that heal right, the bone could actually break, and then it just makes it worse, and you're out a lot longer. So it's an 82-game season.
Yeah, I'm okay with him. He could take the first couple weeks off. I don't care. Like take your time, big man.
Yeah, but JB is going to be tinkering with some of these lineups. Now, he did say that Max Strus was going to be in the starting lineup. Do you like seeing Max Strus coming in? From Miami, he earned his way into their starting lineup, but he just kind of jumps right into it here. Do you like that? Did you want to see maybe some of the core guys more so in that starting lineup and let him come off the bench and kind of earn that role, find his spot?
I want to see a good 3-point shooter on the court with Garland and Mitchell, because I don't want to see people clogging the lanes on those dudes and double teaming them like the Knicks did. And frankly, the Knicks pointed out that's your weakness, and we got this guy to fix that weakness. So I want him to just get in there and let's roll with it, and let's get it flowing right off the rip, because that's what you're brought here to do, is be our third guy, be our 3-point shooter, space that floor. And yeah, I'm excited to see this kid play, man. I really am.
I think the big storyline that I'm looking at with this team is, a lot of teams say this, but this team talking about that they want to play with more pace. They want to take the ball at the bottom of the net. Look,
I heard that since Mark Fratello was the coach, Kevin.
Yeah, I know.
Every coach ever has said that. I want to see the coach come in one day and be like, you know what? We're going to slow it down, and we're going to grind them out. It's just like, whoa.
You remember those years of stanky leg basketball with LeBron?
We're bringing them back.
Bringing that back to Cavaliers basketball. No, like you're not going to hear that, and that's why it's easy to say now. It's harder to execute on, but I think they have the personnel to be able to do that, to get up and down the floor. I've never seen an NBA game where one team had 0 points. So the other team is going to score. You're going to have to pull the ball out of the bottom of the basket, coming through the net at some point throughout the game. There's going to be several times you're going to have to do that. But they want to do make or miss. They want to push. So that means you have to have that outlet guy ready to go, almost near the timeline, the half court line, to get into that set, because good defensive teams, they're going to get guys back. They're going to balance the floor. They're going to transition defensively very, very well. So if you want to play with pace, I would love to see that with this team. The one issue there that I am just seeing in my head that JB is going to have to answer and figure out as the season goes along. I don't expect it in the first 2 weeks. If people start complaining about it in the first 2 weeks, I'll mute and block a lot more people on social media. But they want Jared Allen and Evan Mobley on the floor at the same time. But with Evan Mobley, we haven't seen Evan Mobley proved that he can shoot from the outside consistently yet. It's like LeBron defense. Play the percentages. We've seen so many times he's let the three-point shooter or someone on the three-point line shoot the basketball with no hand in his face, nothing, because he's seen the percentages for that player. He'll take one, like if they go 2 for 13 from the three-point line, LeBron will take that because that's 11 other possessions where it was a miss and you had a chance to go in transition and get a fast break bucket. So when you have those two lane cloggers in there, can you play with pace? Can you spread the floor? Is there going to be space for Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland to operate, whether getting in the paint, shooting from the outside? Only having Max Strus out there, that's not going to be enough. Pulling one defender to stay on him out on the three-point line isn't going to be enough. Can they maneuver these guys and move Evan Mobley and Jared Allen around to at least cause some confusion defensively for other teams and keep that space for when you take out one of them, bring in George Niang or Ty Jerome or one of these guys that can shoot from the outside and can pace and space the floor?
Even
what
LeVert,
is that going to look like?
A lineup with both Garland, Mitchell, LeVert, we're just saying it's Strus, and then you throw in Mobley at center. Like that lineup could fly, man. What I really want to see this year is I want to see them use Mobley like the Nuggets used Joker. Like put him in a position to make plays from the post and the corners and either pass and put him in triple threat so he could pass, shoot, dribble, and just do anything. Because I think he's that good. Like he is a phenomenal passer. And if you could work from out of the post, like you can get to your 3-point shooters at any point. Or if you got a cutter, just boom, pass one quick down there, little bounce pass and easy buckets. Like I'm old school and I love working through centers. And when you got a guy with his kind of skill set and his dribble ability, and if he could just I don't need him really shooting 3-point shots like the Joker does. Like he's really good. I need him to get that mid-range shot down pat and just money, like almost like a Garnett, how he was.
The more guys you can play through and give them the basketball and allow other guys, your core four, to operate with a little more freedom and be off the ball with movement, cuts, picks, whatever, the better off your team is going to be. You said that you want to see them be like Joker. What I would give Denver credit for, I'll give Denver credit for a lot of things. They're the defending NBA champions, and they have the best player in the league in Jokic, and a great compliment in Jamal Murray. Like I knew that Denver was going to suffer while they played decently well. I knew that Jamal Murray was such a big piece there that when he came back and got healthy like he did last year, that's why the Denver Nuggets were the way that they were last year. But one of the many things I would give them credit for is they have consistently done what Cleveland, Miami, Cleveland, and LA have failed to consistently do. It's the LeBron offense. When have we seen Cavs offense, or anytime LeBron's playing well, when have we seen that happen? Oh, LeBron's at the high post. Now he's able to control the ball and he's able to facilitate with cuts or drive to the basket himself. But I don't know why. It works a lot, but the teams he's played on has gone away from it. Denver does it so often, and they've extended that high post out to the three-point line with Joker's ability to shoot the three-point ball. If Evan Mobley can develop an outside shot and you can trust him to handle the ball like that, you can do something similar to Denver with Mobley.
Sorry, I just got distracted majorly by my cats. They knocked something over there.
Right.
I was Tiffany. I was like, what was all that noise? I was like, all this stuff came flying down the stairs. And
well, that's probably a sign that we need to go to break. But good Cavs conversation, and probably talk a little bit more. If we got to keep dealing with what we're dealing with the Browns, not if they keep winning, it solves everything.
That's why, I'm not like everyone today was like all angry today in the world. I'm like, I'm pretty sure we won.
Yeah,
like, a game we were supposed to lose, like majorly. So I'm cool.
Yeah,
I'm good. Like if that team could beat the 49ers, like even with our backup, we're good enough to beat anybody as far as I'm concerned.
I didn't wake up with that aura, but that aura kind of like filtered over to me. So glad you said that, and we'll move on. But yeah, Cavs can't wait for this season to really get started, and actually excited to see this dress rehearsal. You're telling me you're playing your starters for a good portion of the game. You got me hooked.
Well, I gotta promote something on the other side of this break, Kevin. Me and Audio will be out and about.
Well, we'll do that and figure out what else we're going to talk about to close out the show. Jay dealing with his eye issue. We're going to get out kind of early.
Sorry, I'm probably like, why is this dude blinking 500 times? I'm trying to get through it, man. I'm just trying to get through it.
And appreciate our buddy Jared Bates checking in. He says can't go wrong with Bates. I might be playing on words with Amani Bates as well. Hate to break it to you, he'll probably start in the G League, but making the progress that everyone had hoped for, and hopefully that shows the good culture that the Cavs do have. But now it's on Amani to continue that progress and earn his way in to the varsity team. But show promotion, event promotion, and something else on the other side. Favorite Halloween candy on the other side. This is the Voice of the Land, the Big Play Network.
Are you looking for a career in manufacturing? Vector Technical has you covered. Vector Technical is a 28-year-old staffing firm that is partnered with some of the biggest and the best companies throughout Northeastern Ohio. The recruiters at Vector Technical will coach you through the entire job process and will help you land an opportunity that you are truly excited about. Vector does not add any additional fees and offers benefits as well as free online skills training through Penn Foster. To learn more, visit www.vectortechnicalinc.com and make sure to check out our job board to see a full list of our current opportunities and apply.
Welcome back one final time on this edition of the Voice of the Land. We are part of the Big Play Network. We thank everyone and love being a part of the Big Play family. Of course, also brought to you by Vector Technical. You always say it, you'll get the right person in the right job the first time. They have plenty of job openings, and they're always putting signs outside their building in Willoughby. And hey, reach out to them. You're looking for career change or anything like that. Vector Technical is the place to go to get that assistance. Jay, I turn it over to you, as I am Kevin Arnold. He's always positive. Jay, Peter Tulip alongside with us as well. Since I am not going to be there, I give the floor to you for a great event coming up, partnering with our friends like Jared Bates coming up on Sunday.
So yeah, Sunday, we around like 11 o'clock.
Where did the week go?
It's woo flying by. Yeah, Sunday for the game. But
we'll be playing. Did we get noticed? Did we get word? If it's Saturday, we should know already, right?
I'm a little off. Give me a break here, Kevin. Yeah, Sunday at 11 o'clock, we're going to be stowing at Melt Bar and Grill and Independence over on Rockside. It's right Rockside in 77. You can't miss it. Like, it's huge outside. And you got to let your waitress know that you're here for the event. I believe all the proceeds go to, is it City of Dogs?
City Dogs,
Cleveland.
Yeah. So, I mean, what a great cause. Anytime you can help out animals, because the animals can't help themselves. You know, they're out and they need homes. These people are doing wonderful things. So I'm all about it. All about having fun and hanging out with Browns fans for a good event. So please come down, hang out with me and Peter and the guys from the Legal Ham of the Face.
Yeah, so we're going to go live pregame, like you said, between probably 11 and 11:30. Then we will probably stop right before the game. We're going to watch the game there, have some good food. Proceeds go to benefit City Dogs. And at halftime, there's some rumors that we may have some contests that we may go back live at halftime for, maybe either a melt challenge or a wing eating contest. So
maybe the wing eating contest I'm involved, but that melt challenge I'm out. I watched if my dude from what was that show called where he would eat all like the food challenges?
Oh, Man versus Food?
Yeah, that was a great show. I don't think he finished the melt challenge, so I'm not even it would kill you, Kevin. It would literally kill Kevin.
Well, see, now here's the thing, and we're not sponsored by Melt. So
stuff like all.
Yeah, so I want to make sure that we promote Melt the right way. Like everyone, if you're from Cleveland, you know of Melt, you know what they are. It's It's one of those places like Barrio, Condado, stuff like that. And we're not sponsored by them, so I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much, Mel, for allowing someone like myself and others like me that deal with food allergies. Now, the people that choose to be vegan or gluten-free just to feel better, same thing for them. That's a choice to live healthy. Those that don't have a choice and need it to live healthy, thank you so much for having such a wide variety of options of gluten-free and vegan on your menu. So I'm able to get vegan cheese that they melt perfectly and it tastes just the same as regular cheese. When you get, how they have the half and the whole sandwiches, instead of one big piece of bread like on both sides, that sandwich being cut in half, I get two like smaller sandwiches. As if like it's basically like regular bread that you would just put in the toaster. So I get two separate sandwiches. Their Parma, Italy, getting that vegan and gluten-free, boy, and you get an extra little thing of marinara dipping sauce. Fantastic. Build your own burger. Best burger I have had under these restrictions. Again, I mean this with the bottom of my heart. If it leads to something, some sort of partnership with them, great. If it doesn't matter. And I hope you guys tell them, tell the people at Melt as well when you guys are there on Sunday, since I can't be there. Please send our gratitude to them for that and everything that they do in the community, things like that. Melt, thank you so much. It means the world. Like, I wish I had enough money to get that every single night and be able to eat out every single night. But having that option is fantastic, and love the people over there at Melt.
They also now have wraps, by the way. So
a lot of stuff, a lot of good soup.
Any of their sandwiches you can get as a wrap. So I actually got the backyard barbecue tonight as a wrap, and it was really good. Jacob got the grilled cheese. What is it called? The Mighty Mac, whatever it was. It's basically like the fried, the fried grilled cheese on a sandwich. So
I always get either the Cleveland cheesesteak, which is instead of like regular cheesesteak you get pulled brisket. Oh, it's so good. Or the Dude Abides, which is a meatball sub sandwich. You get like two huge meatballs, and then they have this massive. It's not like mozzarella stick; it's a mozzarella triangle, and there's two of those on there. It's so good. I love melted. I'm getting hungry. I'm like, oh man, that sounds so good. And their fries are fantastic.
Yes, they are. Like that's one of those fries where you don't need the ketchup.
I wish it was Sunday right now, Kevin. I'm hungry.
Yeah, well, you at least get to enjoy it on Sunday. I'll be fulfilling other responsibilities. I can't remember the name of the sandwich that Janet gets, but it's one where it's like it's the grilled cheese sandwich, but it's also deep fried. And I can't think of it right now, but she's talking to my sister on the phone, so I won't bug her right now. What is your sandwich at Melt? As I just do this in the middle of the show. Monte Cristo is what it's called.
The Monte Cristo. I've had that. That is delicious.
Yeah.
My buddy has eaten almost every one of their sandwiches on the menu.
Love Melt. Speaking of food, though, closing out the show, which we got to get Jay out of here so we can go take care of his eye. So real quick, kind of rapid fire. If we need to do a longer conversation on another show, we can do that because we still got a couple more weeks left in October. But favorite Halloween candy, Jay?
We're going to let Peter go first.
Oh, yes. Peter, go first.
Okay.
And Jacob, since we can actually hear you, you can chime in as well.
So as a kid, I always loved getting the Butterfingers, the little Butterfinger bars. One of my favorites.
Get your hand. Don't you think about what did Bart Simpson used to always say about it?
Don't you lay a finger on my Butterfinger.
That's what it was.
Jacob, do you want to say yours? He says no.
All right. Well, I tried. Jay, go ahead.
So favorite of all time is, man, it's either Kit Kat or Reese's. I don't know which one. Whatever I have the taste for that very moment. Kevin's about to just show it off right now. What is he eating?
Candy corn. That's not my favorite, but you guys got me. You guys got me hungry. I couldn't wait till the end of the show.
You're eating candy corn voluntarily?
Yeah, I love candy corn.
What is wrong with you?
Well, I can't eat most of the chocolate now, so I gotta find something sugary.
I don't know if you're human. Like, you straight up are an alien if you eat that voluntarily. I have to believe. Like, this
you're not the first person to tell me that, and it's not even for candy corn.
Heaven is one of the scrolls for sure. Only a scroll would eat some candy corn. Oh God, it's grossing me out. These things are so nasty.
I don't know, man. I like it, but
crappy flavored wax.
Yeah. If you get the right kind, it's you gotta get the right kind.
The only right kind of candy corn is the candy corn in the trash where it belongs.
Well, I will put a broken piece in the trash just for you.
Yeah.
Instead of dumping out a drink, I'll put one in the trash. But my all-time favorite is probably Twix.
Twix?
Yeah.
There's a good too. I do love Twix. Very underrated. Someone, the kid from my work, he brought in a whatchamacallit, dude. What an underrated, candy bar.
They stopped making those for like a number of years. They brought them back because those were. I used to love those too as a kid, but they were, it never really got them at like Halloween. So
another good one with Messi, Carmelo bar.
Yeah.
Like if you could eat that without getting sticky on your hands, you're a candy eating god.
That makes me think of what was it, Rolos, the chocolate caramel.
Yeah,
that's a dad's candy. Rolos and Rolos.
Well, Peter is the humanoid form of our AI
my dad's
system.
A grandpa, so
Yeah.
So I guess that's grandpa. That's grandpa candy.
Well, I just thought of another good fun topic to save for another show as well. If we need to come back to this with favorite candy,
we could go back.
Not like least favorite candy or least worst Halloween candy. What was the one thing in your Halloween basket or whatever you were taking around to trick or treat with? What was the one thing you didn't want to see in your basket? Don't say it right now. Nope. Don't say it right now.
Tell you. I know what it is, and I'm going to even tell you this much. It once was one of the most hated things, and then it became very fun.
All right. Well, we'll talk about that on another edition of The Voice of Land. But that is going to wrap it up for this show. Sorry, Jay, we went a little bit long, but hopefully you feel a little bit better. Hopefully your eye feels a little bit better and it's not pink-eyed, maybe just a scratch or some sort of allergy or something like that.
Man, you never know. Like they're pain in the you-know-what.
Yeah. But for Always Positive Jay, for Peter Tellep, for Jacob Tellep, I'm Kevin Rowe, reminding all of you sports fans out there, don't let anyone ever tell you it's just a game. We truly love you all. 3,000. Boy, R.I.P. Iron Man. Yesterday was the actual day that Iron Man died in the Avengers MCU. R.I.P. to Tony Stark and Iron Man. I'm sure it'll be brought back in some form or fashion. But, Jay, go ahead.
Don't talk about it. Be about it.
And live life, all gas, no brakes. We'll see you next time right here on the Big Play Network with the Voice of the Land.